Hello everyone, welcome to the Movie Fanatics. My name is Brannock. We all love movies, right? I know I do, otherwise you guys wouldn't have to put up with me. Movies differ in quality a lot, as is true with all other forms of media. But as a whole, the film industry has produced some of the greatest works of art ever, in my opinion. And that's exactly what they are, too. Art. Art that deserves as much recognition as any other art form, whether it be music, video games, sculptures, or paintings. And like I said, movies differ in quality. There are some good movies, and there are some really good movies, but which movie is the best? Now, my favorite movie is O Brother, Where Art Thou? And yes, I know I'm wrong, but is it the greatest movie of all time? God, no. And this is where an important distinction needs to be made. The difference between favorite and greatest. Oh Brother might be my favorite movie, but it's not the greatest. If you asked Braden, he would probably tell you that the greatest of all time would be either Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom or Indiana Jones 4. Or maybe Jaws. Actually, the idea from this video came from a conversation I had with Braden where I asked him what he thought the greatest movie of all time was, and he said either Citizen Kane or Casablanca, neither of which I have seen. That's going to be a trend with this video. A lot of the movies that people consider to be the greatest of all time, I haven't seen. Now you might ask, why am I making this video? Well, Citizen Kane and Casablanca are some of the most common answers given to the question of what is the greatest movie of all time, Citizen Kane in particular. But anyone could say that X movie is the greatest movie of all time. Watch, Cars 2 is the greatest movie of all time. If you don't disagree with me, you're wrong, but do you get my point? How about, what is the highest grossing movie of all time, and which movie was the most expensive to make? If a bunch of people paid a bunch of money to see the movie, that means it's immensely popular, maybe popular enough to be considered the greatest of all time, and if a company decided to shove a boatload of money into a movie, that must mean it had the resources to become the greatest ever. Of course, both those lines of logic are incredibly flawed. Just because people saw a movie doesn't mean it's good, and just because a company poured a lot of money into a movie doesn't mean it turned out well. But maybe it'll get us a little closer. Avatar is once again the highest grossing movie of all time. After being re-released in China, it topped Endgame. Does that mean it's the greatest of all time? No. Does that mean is Endgame the greatest of all time? No. According to Google, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is the most expensive movie ever. Does that mean it's the greatest? No. See, this is dumb logic. However, according to Wikipedia, everyone's favorite website to trust, audience polls have led to a select few movies that are widely considered the greatest of all time. Maybe one of these will be our answer. Okay, the movies we have are Gone with the Wind, Roman Holiday, The Godfather, The Empire Strikes Back, The Shawshank Redemption, Titanic, Shiri, and The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Great. Are any of those the greatest of all time? Maybe. But also maybe not, so let's go to IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, the greatest and most pristine websites in all of criticism, I guess. Starting with Rotten Tomatoes, the top 3 movies of all time are It Happened One Night, Modern Times, and Black Panther. Okay, fine. IMDb has The Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, and The Godfather Part 2. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. 2 of those were on the audience polls list, so now we just have to decide which one is better, The Shawshank Redemption or The Godfather. And the greatest movie of all time is The Godfather. Yeah, there's really no answer to what the greatest film ever is. I didn't even look at the Oscar winners throughout the years, but do you think that would have gotten me any closer? No one can answer that question because it's a matter of opinion. There is no definitive greatest movie of all time because no matter what audiences say or critics say, everyone has their own pick. But that's the thing, I want a black and white answer. So what is the greatest movie of all time? So Brother, Where Art Thou? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I know this was kind of a little jokey video, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. In my last solo vid, I mentioned that I might be working on a larger project, and yes, that's still true. I don't know when it's gonna come out, because we haven't started making it yet, but think early to mid-July, I hope. I don't want to promise anything. I don't want to give any specifics away, because I kind of want it to be a surprise, and also because if it never ends up happening, I don't want to have given everything away. And I know this is a lot of vague words, but I hope it ends up happening, and if it doesn't, I will definitely make an update video telling everyone what it was supposed to be. But that's about it. And now that I've talked about the greatest movie of all time, I could also talk about the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time, and I could rank them in the process. Maybe one day. Anyway, this is Brannock from the Movie Fanatics, signing off.